Everyone, thanks for your time and cheer-ups that we got from you. You're not here to think. You're here to do and obey. These were the instructions given to me at a young age by my parents, my teachers, and my country. I had no choice but to abide by them. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ernest Swierk. Some of you might know me. Can you imagine having to live under those rules? Raise your hand if you can relate just even a little. Maybe you had a boss who was controlling. Maybe you had to follow unfair rules to hide your true self to survive. Or maybe you've had some naysayers. My chief naysayer was communism. Growing up in Krakow in the 70s, boys were taught to never ask for help. Communism rule didn't allow it, and you did as you were told. I grew a thick skin. I fought for everything I wanted, and I did what I was told. I was taught that asking for help makes me a weak man who's not capable of doing the things that I need to do as a man. There were few times I did speak up. I got beat up when I didn't agree with someone. That didn't stop me because I had a secret weapon. That secret weapon was when I was just 4 years old. I remember being in church with my mom and hearing stories about people helping others. I knew at that moment, at just 4 years old, that I was destined to have the same strength these people had to change and improve other people's lives. It was as God himself whispered to me, Ernest, your destiny is help people. So at 16 years old, I left Poland and emigrated to America alone. I was determined to listen to that voice because I knew if I stayed in Poland, this voice would die. Arriving in the States in the early 90s was like a paradise on earth. I could not believe all that was available for everyone. There was plenty of food for everyone to buy in the stores. I was able to get a job as a young boy, and that allowed me to have my own money to buy myself clothes, candy, and of course, my very own first video game. I was also able to send money back home. It was truly a dream, or really a miracle. And something happened that would never happen to me in Poland. I became vulnerable. Layer by layer, I replaced my thick skin with something Americans love to talk about, vulnerability. Being open and vulnerable has brought me happiness, business success, new honest friendships, and deepened my love for my family. It took me a long time to get vulnerable and understand asking for help is good for me and in the long run for others. Asking for help makes me strong. Take driving, for instance. I used to get very angry when driving until someone reminded me, Ernest, you're not able to control other people. In that moment, I accepted that. I became calmer, and it's been better for me and other drivers. My thick skin allowed me to make the journey to the US on my own. Now, my new journey requires new skills. For me to be vulnerable, the very thing I was forbidden to do in my old country. I had some unlearning to do. I had to unlearn my old beliefs and habits that weighted me down. I am living proof that unlearning can lead to success beyond what I ever imagined. I could never dream of. I was trapped in negative thoughts. The very thing I was taught not to do, to ask for help, is what made me who I am today. A successful business owner, a dedicated husband, a loving father, and someone who always strives to learn and improve, both in my life and in the lives of others. I've realized that being good doesn't always mean to be nice. True power comes from vulnerability and kindness. I can be strong and in control, not being dominating like a dictator, but by love, listening, being open, compassionate, and continually seeking growth. Building Rainbow, a commercial cleaning and facility maintenance service company, is something I could have never imagined with my old mindset. I had to step out of my zombie existence and into someone who could do and think and dream whatever I wanted. That took some work and sacrifice. Now being the vulnerable, free-thinking man who loves to ask for help, here are 5 beliefs that I found to be valuable. First, forgiveness. Forgiveness has freed me. I have changed the way I view my parents. I now see my parents gave me life. My parents gave me my name, which defines me in many ways. Being earnest in English means being passionate and serious about something, and my something is helping people. Second, dream. I never had a childhood. I took care of my brothers. Today my mission is to build an orphanage to help kids dream their dreams. This is fueled by determination and undeterred will. It will be built with hard work and perseverance, the qualities I learned. For that, I thank my parents. Third, strategic self-care. Do not be toxic to yourself. For some reason, money and success were bad words when I was growing up. Now, I embrace that. My success is because I want to be the best I can be, so I can help others. I now speak kindly to myself. It feels much better. Fourth, do small things. Each small thing leads to big things. Always take action. Fifth and finally, build community. I had no one to talk to when I was growing my business. I remember not speaking English well and worried no one would understand me. And now I have EO, where truth and authenticity are at its core. How am I doing so far? My Rainbow team and I have an agreement and guiding principle to treat each other the way we want to be treated. This underlines our commitment to empathy, respect, and understanding. It recognizes that each person's needs and preferences are unique. So I invite you, my EO community, to treat yourself to some vulnerability. I stand before you, a vulnerable man, without the mask I used to wear. If anyone wants it, I'll give it away for free. But I don't recommend it. I am now myself, and I don't need to prove anything to myself or anyone anymore. The system and thought pattern process I have created with the help of others, as well as my perseverance for my character, makes it easy for me to live better and grow myself, my family, and my company. This journey has been about authenticity and growth, not just for me, but for everyone and everything I care about. My mom asks me, Ernest, why do you work so hard? You have so much. The answer is because I love it. I love what I do, like so many of you. The work is what feeds me. I love the process, the challenges, and of course, figuring things out. I love it so much it doesn't even feel like work. It feels like breathing to me.
My question is, each one of you guys talked about overcoming adversity, oftentimes like within your own thoughts. So I would love to hear your comment on when you first feel that inner voice start to knock you down. What do you guys do to make sure that it doesn't take you to the depth of despair and you can prevent it and keep your head up?
I would just add up to it, like similar to Kathy's story, that more often I was told that I'm not going to be able to achieve a goal, that I'm not born to do what I want to do. That kind of motivated me even more, just to show and prove it that if you just set your mind on something that you want in life and really believe in that, there's no stopping. Anything's possible. And of course, everybody has down times, hard times, thoughts of not, believing in ourselves and whatever like that. But I think if we just go ahead and want it so deeply, and anything's possible, and everything's possible.
So what did you learn about yourself in working on your story?
What did I learn? I've learned, thanks to Sally Lou, thanks to Becky and the entire EO, how to add color to your story, not to be afraid. Again, English is my second language. I didn't speak English for a long time, even though when I came here. And it was stopping me mentally, even though that I knew I can master this skill. Speaking, it's something that prevents me because I was never sure how the message is going to be absorbed by the audience. But what Sally Lou did is she added the color. That's even added up a little bit to my story, how beautifully it could be worded out and how beautiful story it could be created. So nothing boring, but only colors.
A particular question for Ernest and Kathy, however. I got to imagine there was some friction in deciding to do this event and to share publicly and to do something that you don't do every day. But both of you brought your children with you. Can you share a little bit about why that decision was made? Spouses I kind of get, but bringing kids to share in this experience with you, why was that important?
For me, it's just the experience that I wanted to share with my kids as much as something that they see me daily, what I'm acting at home. They know that I run the business. They know I'm entrepreneurial, but they don't know the feeling, the vibe, the energy that is happening around like-minded people. I wanted them to experience that, and I want them to hear that it's normal to be scared because they think I'm not scared of anything. But I'm scared of speaking in front of the people and talking about myself especially. So it's kind of a brag of myself to them, to know me better, know what motivates me, and they're everything to me, but also I want to fulfill my life because one day they'll walk out of the house and I'll have to let them do that. But I want them to experience as much of my experience and share it with them until I can, because later on it's going to be too late.
What's one takeaway here that's really going to be with you as you prepare for these conversations moving forward?
Same thing. I mean, just the emphasis is like where you and how you pronounce the word that you need to say. That was huge on me because, again, English is a second language, and I didn't know it has so much influence. I knew that every word could have a different meaning for everyone depending how they hear it. But Sally Lou showed me how beautifully you can create this story that it's not boring, that can just go ahead and give the meaning, and then later on, if you put that kind of a hook for them to ask questions, to know more about, it's way better than just talking too much about yourself. Even though I never liked talking about myself, but it proved to me that it gets me closer to everybody and connects me with everyone.
My question is, how do you guys have shared so many ways that you've overcome circumstances in your life, and this seems like another circumstance that you've overcome. What learning or how do you believe that you have grown, and what takeaways do you have from this experience?
I think working and getting help from the best always helps. And Sally Lou was amazing. And it just showed me that I shouldn't be scared of anything. I try not to ever be, but working with the best, it helps.
Through this entire experience, from like when you first signed up to literally right now, what's been the most surprising thing for you about this whole thing? And then in closing, one word, how do you feel?
With me, I would say that the biggest surprise is, I don't know, Alex, if you remember, you told me one time that why just don't do it? Don't wait. It surprised me in a way that I would not feel, I think, ever like I'm feeling now. My one word is unstoppable. I feel so good sitting over here. I was so stressed while reading, not talking. My story, I had to read that. But it just boosted my strength and my awareness of myself that really, I say my story, and I don't care how people take it. If someone wants to learn from it, let's be it. If not, let's call me a fuck up. But, again, my word, unstoppable. I feel unstoppable.
That's amazing.